Republican Congressman Adam Kinzinger got it right. I think he was sufficiently measured, but he actually assigned blame appropriately as opposed to one-sidedly. Now, a lot of folks have been giving me hell because I've been pretty much trying to step up for President Joe Biden. There's a method to the madness. It's not tribal what I'm doing at all, but there again a method. Let's talk about that on the other side. But for now, check out Kinzinger.
Members of your party, some of whom you mentioned there, President Trump, certainly others, Mike Pompeo, Nikki Haley, Mike Pence, and they've criticized the Biden administration despite contributing to this SIV backlog. What's your reaction to them rewriting history?
It's amazing. I think what breaks my heart probably more than anything on a political side is that America is being splayed out in the world and embarrassed by the world. And our European allies are saying America looks weak. And yet, honestly, the Republicans are putting out talking points to make Biden look bad. The Democrats are putting out talking points to put at the past administration. Truth, they're both responsible. And we're so tribalistic as a country, it's hard for somebody to imagine a Republican saying everybody's responsible. But let's keep in mind, Mike Pompeo met with the Taliban as Donald Trump was publicly saying, we have to get out of Afghanistan at all costs, it's not worth it. Mike Pompeo meets with the Taliban and tries to negotiate something. By the way, they ended up getting rolled harder than almost as bad as Neville Chamberlain, because they knew what the desired outcome of the Trump administration was. So they set this up to fail, but always, of course, Joe Biden could have easily turned this around and instead used it as the excuse to get out. Both parties have failed the American people, and it can't continue, and it particularly can't continue with just pointing fingers while America's embarrassed in front of the world.
Now, one of the important concepts, they set this up to fail. Yes, Biden could have improved it and made it better, maybe, but they set it up to fail. They set up the method for bringing the people over to they did all of the Trump administration along with Pompeo. They did it all wrong. Now, why defend Joe Biden? Look, the reality is, as I mentioned in many of the other videos that I did, is Joe Biden does have to accept responsibility for the way the exit is going. But the exit could not be fully controlled by the Americans, first of all. It could have been done better, absolutely. But to centralize solely on Biden's administration not getting a perfect exit plan from a war that should not have been in the first place, for a sellout that the Trump administration, along with Pompeo, has done by making deals with the Taliban, to a less than optimal manner of getting everybody that needs to get out, plus the uncontrollable, the way one will have an uncontrollable population that is in abject fear of what's going to happen next. That is not very controllable. Now, with respect to tribalism on both sides, as far as yours truly with the Democratic Party and how Joe Biden is executing, look, there's a hell of a lot that we want to criticize Joe Biden about. But there are places and time when this, in my humble opinion, should be done. Right now, we have an existential crisis in this country. We have a democracy crisis. We have a crisis, an economic crisis for many in this country. We have a structural economic problem in this country, all that needs mitigated. Now, if we don't get some semblance of control now, we lose it all. In other words, if we don't get these infrastructure bills passed as less than efficient or optimal than they are, we don't get enough people interested in voting the best people in 2022 and 2024. And if we don't do that, we also lose the voting capabilities because of voter suppression that will be set forth going forward. So it's not about simply being a glory, glory, hallelujah, hooray, Joe Biden. It's strategically understanding that what you got now is Joe Biden, and what you want to do is set directions in such a manner that you can grow from wherever you are now. What you don't want to do is to put yourself in that situation where you simply completely annihilate the Biden administration in such a manner that the bad guys come in and it is lights out. We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead, number one, subscribe to our channel, and number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.